Our next guest was just 12 years old when she experienced a terrible skiing accident that transformed her life and left doctors searching for answers. As her family trudged through deep snow for 45 minutes to reach her, she says she was taken on a journey from the slope to a place where few seldom return, heaven. 42 years later, Susanne Seymoure is telling her story in a new book, My Secrets from Heaven, and she joins us now. Susanne, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, what an amazing, amazing story. Tell us a little bit about this near-death experience when you were a little girl and why it's taken you 42 years to actually tell this story now.
Well, it was the most amazing experience I've ever had in my life, and it's taken a long time to find words to put this experience into, because there really aren't any words for something that no one's ever really seen. I kept it a secret because my mother asked me to when I was a child, and I believe it was for her own protective reasons. I also, I believed my mother, so I did keep that secret.
So you confided in your mother.
Right.
Did you tell anyone else at that time?
No, I've never told anyone else.
So it really was
I
a
really
secret, not even
honored
a
the
friend.
secret.
Wow.
It was an experience that led me to become a registered nurse and make many decisions in my life. And so I've been able to help people one-on-one as a nurse, and now I hope to help people with my story.
That's amazing. Describe to us the feeling that you felt. We talked about the experience a little bit, but what was the feeling that you had? Was it a peace, or was it a...
Well, you know, as a child of 12 years old, I think there was a lot of innocence, and I was open to having an experience, and I feel very lucky in that way, because it was so pure for me that what I saw and what I experienced was always very real for me, and I was able to translate it into my everyday life. It was visually, I can tell you, there were green rolling hills for miles. And I've recently been to a place called High Point, where I stood at the top of the mountain, and if you look out over the mountain, you see communities and green grass and rolling hills, and the colors were just very vibrant, and there were people, and I really enjoyed writing about all that I saw and making people feel like they were there with me.
That's amazing. It's amazing. And I know you get a lot of people asking you questions. What is heaven like? Should I be afraid? Shouldn't I be? What do you say to them when they bombard you with all of those sorts of questions?
Well, I think people get what they need from sharing a story. Everyone has a different way of receiving information. I like people to just hear the truth of what I experienced, and I hope it brings them peace and comfort. I get many letters that share that, and I'm always amazed at how much it refreshes their spirit. So when we share our secrets, sometimes our secrets are very hard to share, but when we share them, you know, we can really make a difference. And I do want to say on behalf of my mom, I didn't write this story until she passed away in 2010. So after that, I really felt I could share.
And you said that this book is a thank you letter to God.
Yes. After I finished yes, everything in my life this has affected, every decision I've made. And, you know, we have each other, and we have friends, and we have our family, and we have special people in our lives. But sometimes we need more, and sometimes we need a spark of light. And if we each share our sparks of light, you know, I get to share that I was a 12-year-old girl who went to heaven and came back.
That's amazing.
And as a nurse, I can say, I've seen people have, you know, on the table out-of-body experiences and go back into their body and look around.
Yes.
But this story, I actually got to stay longer, and I got to see a lot. And
Susanne,
so
amazing story. Everyone, make sure you're checking out this book. It is self-published. You can check this out on Amazon.com, called Secrets from Heaven, A Child's Trip to Heaven and Back by Susanne Seymoure. We'll be right back with more Midday Maryland.